Welcome to China Horse Business, the one and only podcast focusing on the booming horse market in China, bringing to you by two experts of Chinese equine industry, Zoe King and Jojo Wang from Shanghai and Hong Kong, introducing China to the world. Hey Jojo, how have you been?
I'm doing good. The Chinese New Year is approaching and everyone is busy in preparing.
Yes, but we will continue to bring you the latest information about Chinese equine market in this podcast. Furthermore, our China Horse Business Live will not stop. The next webinar will take place in the second Monday, February 14th, instead of the first Monday, to avoid the Chinese New Year public holidays. And you hear it right, it will be on Valentine's Day.
Right. We will make this webinar a Valentine's special by focusing on equestrian brands and product with a romantic and artist touch. For example, jewelries, hats, decorations, home design, painting, and art piece.
If you are artists, designers, or brands, please contact us. We'll be more than happy to introduce your creation and artwork in our next China Horse Business Live Valentine's Day special.
Well, Zoe, we mentioned the document number 3628 issued by the General Administration of Sports on the fourth meeting of the 13th National Committee of the Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference, replying to the proposal on promoting the standardized development of Chinese equestrian sports. 5 suggestions were given in this document, and we were introducing the first 2 in the last episodes. Let's read into the rest of the suggestions in today's China news.
All right. The third suggestion is to introduce the equestrian sports into campus and colleges. The young riders and professionals are the future of the sport and the industry.
And the fourth suggestion is to reinforce international exchanges, introduce advanced know-how and experts from overseas, and actively take part in international activities.
The last but not least, it is related to a quite Chinese local issue, the use of land in China. The document reaffirms that the land used for equestrian commercial activity should be the nature of construction use, not sport use, nor agricultural use. Knowing that the construction use land is much more expensive than the other uses and limited in terms of quantity, the land rental cost and duration problems are often hanging over Chinese equestrian clubs.
This document related to equestrian sport is getting close to the central of decision-making process in Chinese authority. So it is a good sign for the industry to gain more political support.
Totally. As mentioned by the document, the equestrian education program in universities is booming. In the beginning of December, the Chinese Equestrian Association announced the inauguration of China Equestrian Institute in collaboration with Wuhan Business University. Let's get to know more in today's China Club section.
As we all know, the Chinese Equestrian Association, the CEA, is the National Equestrian Federation in China. If you want to know more about CEA, you can go back to Season 2, Episode 10, where we introduce the mission of CEA in details.
Now we take a glance at Wuhan Business University. Founded in 1963, the school was a college for professional training. Only after 2013, it was entitled to grant bachelor's degrees in certain majors. Nowadays, Wuhan Business University has 12 colleges specialized in different majors, with approximately 13,000 enrolling students.
In 2008, Wuhan Business University launched a major specialized in horse racing. The program is naturally initiated and supported by Wuhan Racecourse and its owner. The university started to train Chinese professionals in horse racing, especially jockeys, for Wuhan Racecourse and other racing activities in China. It was the first university in China having this education program.
Ever since, the major has been extended to other sectors of the equestrian industry. Now, students can choose to be specialized in racing or equestrian within 4-year study. The students graduated from these majors are very demanding in the market. The equestrian and racing clubs, associations, and equine companies rush to offer internships and jobs to them. Many students can even get a job offer before the graduation.
Now, back to the Chinese Equestrian Institute projects. As far as we know, it is an intensive training program co-organized by CEA and Wuhan Business University, aiming to accelerate the education level for students in equine majors. It may also be a type of think tank or R&D center for CEA to conduct some national topics or researches.
I think it will also serve as a platform for international exchanges and programs. So guys, if you work in a well-established equine university or college, or you are a professional researcher or expert in equine education, and of course, if you are interested in conducting collaboration projects with China, you can write to us and we can assist you to get into contact with Chinese equine universities like Wuhan Business University and many others.
All right. In today's China Story session, we interviewed an equine photographer from Russia, but living in Huizhou City in Canton Province for more than 5 years now. Let's find out what she has done and seen in the Chinese equestrian world.
I'm horse artist. It's maybe from my childhood why I started to draw horses, because in Russia, firstly, my parents was not too rich, so it was just one way how I can touch horse, be near horse culture. Later, already grew up and can started to study horse riding. I started to study horse riding when I was 13, so this already more than 20 years. From my 21, I buy my first horse myself, so I really can't live without horses. So already 15 years I just honor, breeder horses, especially some heavy horses and mini horses. Here in China, I also have my small mini horse farm. We specialize on American mini horses. I really very like this breed because I'm really artist, and for me this breed is like some piece of art. It's small horse, very small but still very beautiful.
Wow,
And
yes.
same time in Russia, I work like horse photographer, queen photographer.
So may I know what brings you to China?
My husband, we meet in Russia first time, one more time meet him, and we just fell in love, married, and stay here.
And in China, you are building up your own like mini stable for mini American horses, ponies, right?
Yeah,
With these
yes,
ponies,
American.
what you did with them?
This horse is not for study, it's pretty small, it's just 83, 85 high in shoulders. So it's just for photo, for child, for communication. Not all horse clubs in China really can give this. Most of just study riding. And I just want my child grow up with horses, know how to care, very less now in China. We have 2 mini horse and 1 Araba pony. Is child, he born out at my place. He just 1 year old, so it's still 2 years. He will just grow up. Still, we have 2 mini horses in Europe, just waiting can deliver like this, because now it's really difficult to deliver. And here, then I started waiting baby. I have totally no way to communicate with horses. So I again started to draw and also started to sell some my first art here in China.
As you're a writer yourself, so like how much do you know about the China equestrian world? Like, do you think it's getting more popular, or is more people riding in China?
Yeah, for sure. Actually, my steps in horse world in China first was very simple. I think like every foreigners who come to China, first they started to work like coach, and actually my experience was not too good. My husband that time, so he totally don't know anything about horses, and I didn't speak Chinese, so horse club which he found was really not too good. But later, then I see more people, more cities. I really see that it's not every place like this, not every people like this. Also, last year I worked in some camp her child not summer, it was winter camp. And yeah, really the level of the stables is much more higher. And the most what I see that child have interest to horse. Child is future. They really appear much more professional coaches and not just foreigners. I really meet a lot of professional Chinese coach, and I think this horse sports really have future in China. Also, we meet some Olympic sportsmen, in Hong Kong here in Guangdong have this dressage. I'm sorry, I really forget his name. For me to remember Chinese name is not too easy. And
Yes.
it really was interesting when he talk and speak how he become the sportsman, how government interested in sport. In Russia, it's totally different. It's just people have money, they buy horses, they build their ability in sport. Here, government buy horses, government give money to develop sportsmen, and this, in my mind, is really right.
How do you think this horsemanship can be even better? You think?
For sure, I think it can develop. Now is really little bit mess. Have this like old school, old people, maybe my age or more elder, which live and study in another world. I think first time China just need a little bit time then, and I see that a lot of Chinese whole over the world study some equestrian, study some veterinary, especially equestrian veterinary, and they all want back to China. They don't want stay other country they want study in other country and back with this knowledge to this country. So I really think just a little time, just time.
Okay, so you think everything is on the right track, but just time.
Yeah. I think really that's now it's really starting to develop very good. Yeah, it's for whole world this COVID situation really stop to development, but in China I see it's really go good way.
Yes, I think so. And yes, really, really nice to talk to you.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Valeria. Jojo, we have interviewed many foreigners who get involved in equestrian world in China. They are either coach, stable owners, or just riders. What did you find their testimonials in common?
Oh, I think everyone mentioned and salute the rapid progress of the Chinese equine industry. They have seen changes and improvement every day in China, and everything is just getting better and on the right track.
We definitely share the same observation and commit ourselves to the continuous growth of the industry.
Guys, you are more than welcome to join us in this vibe.
Okay, that's all for today. See you next Monday.
See you. Bye.
This podcast is co-hosted by Zoe King and Jojo Wang, powered by Wonder Horse, a business solution provider focusing on Chinese equine market and a bespoke equine community in China.